We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. I'm your man behind the microphone and your reigning and defending Scholars of Wrestling Party Champion. I am Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, as always, he is the OG Undisputed Scholar himself, Scholar Tarek. And, Tarek, you're looking a little bit lighter on the shoulder there, sir.
Why are we doing this again? We already established I lost the title. I've already moved on from it. Why can't you move on from it? Very
Because
soon
I
that
have no
that title.
sense of space and time.
Well, in that case, get ready to lose your title this weekend.
I lost the title yesterday. I have no sense of space and time. And speaking of having no sense of space and time, I'm never mind. I'm sure he's very chronologically sound. Joining us also another undisputed scholar in his own right. He is the ever delightful Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how's life treating you, sir?
Life is treating me pretty good. I'm trying to bring the real gold home on this
Brian,
show.
we're gonna try and bring all the gold home.
Damn straight. Bring it back to the top of the mountain where it belongs.
The undisputed scholars have been undefeated. We've been winning every single prediction show. We got to keep that streak going, and we got to show it off with some gold on our
Oh.
shoulders.
Oh, but it's going to be a very interesting road to get there, won't there?
Oh
Because
yes.
from last I heard, again, well, misquote me if I'm getting it wrong, but according to the current reigning Scholars of Wrestling world champion, Scholar Charlie, he wants to defend his title in both of these upcoming shows from this weekend combined. That means WWE King and Queen of the Ring from this Saturday in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and on Sunday, AEW Double or Nothing. And there's a lot of wrestling to defend a title to. So what do you say? Are we ready to go down and make some predictions? Possibly
We're
go
ready.
after some gold?
We're ready to make that title reign of Charles very short and
we are
gain the other Charles off your shoulder.
we are ready to prove to him that it's not easy to defend your title in this kind of circumstance. The only one who's been able to do it is hello.
Didn't I also get the WrestleMania?
No,
At least this
I'm talking about defending.
uh again,
You've won.
I
You've
defended. I defended this year with with NXT and WrestleMania. That was a combined score, but wasn't it?
so about that space and time thing.
See,
Well, okay, here we go.
chronal
Let's
distortion is getting to us all.
it
I'm
is
not the
it
only
is
one.
now it is now officially acknowledged that the undisputed scholars know how to successfully defend the championship on a double pay-per-view weekend. Don't worry, Brian.
Okay.
I got your back. I got your back.
Well, I'll tell you what, the road goes ever on, and you know what? You're going to have to keep that streak alive if you want to get the belt again.
Oh, we
So
plan
with
to.
that being said, let's dive right into it, starting with night one of our 2-day title wrestling extravaganza. Let's put in our predictions for WWE King and Queen of the Ring. Kicking us off, since the defending champion is not currently with us, that will, in my mind, naturally bring us to the top of the order. Tarek, you get first pick for our first listed match. We've got in the men's King of the Ring final, we've got Gunter not defending anything this time, but going for the men's King of the Ring against either Randy Orton or Tama Tonga. I think I know which way you're going, fool, but fire away. Have at it.
I have a question that we actually should have discussed beforehand. Do we want to add the prediction for the winner of the SmackDown side between Randy Orton and Tum is it Tungalau or
Tomatonga.
Tonga.
Tamatonga? Okay. I'm already treating them like the Usos of being brothers. Uh, um, do we want to add that to a prediction, or do we just want to just say who we gonna?
I say let's just say who it's gonna be.
Okay, well, it's gonna be Randy Orton.
You're going
That
with Randy Orton.
I'm going with Randy Orton to make it to the final because, come on, that Gunther versus Randy Orton, that's a perfect King of the Ring final
Oh,
for
I thought
Triple
you meant
H's
Randy
first.
Orton was going to win the entire thing.
Oh, no, he's going to win the SmackDown side. Gunther is going to win the whole thing.
Okay, that's the name I was looking for. I'm like, wait, what? You of all people?
Although I will admit, Randy Orton has a really good shot of actually winning this tournament because of the announcement from Triple H that the winner of the King and Queen of the Ring get title shots at SummerSlam. I was going to say WrestleMania at SummerSlam. Uh, so that's a great way for them to give or to give us Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. But I'm still picking Gunther to win this, not just because Gunther is amazing and he's just the best, which he is. Um, I just think he between him and Randy, I think he actually would benefit from it more. He just lost the Intercontinental Championship, and I won't say this is him bouncing back from it. It's just him continuing showing dominance in this, and he's just had a very dominant King of the Ring tournament so far with Sheamus, Kofi, and Jey Uso, which, as established on this show, but for between you and me, fool, I'm very relieved that they're not just having the bloodline take control of this tournament. I'm very glad uh, that it's not going to be like Jey Uso versus Tama Tonga as the finals. That's just not that just wouldn't work for me. It would basically be like, okay, stop forcing the bloodline down our throats. Yes, it is your best storyline, but it doesn't need to take control over every bit of WWE. Yeah, what does that say to the rest of your roster? Um, but with that being said, yes, Gunther versus Randy Orton is my pick for the final, and I think Gunther would benefit from it more. I mean, other than just for Randy Orton just to get uh an additional accolade to basically be, well, really one step over Sheamus as winning everything in WWE.
All right. And with that, Brian, you're next. Which way you going?
Yeah, this was actually pretty straightforward for me until the announcement was made about the automatic title shot at SummerSlam because it's one of those things that gives me pause because if you have Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest at Clash of the Castle, which I believe they're setting up for, it's like, do you have Drew win that and then immediately lose to Gunther at SummerSlam, or do you have Drew lose at his home again in a title match? That's why it gives me pause more than anything else. I do believe that Randy Orton is going to be the opponent, and this is really hard now.
I know. That's what makes this more exciting. And with people going on saying that this is questionably the best King of the Ring tournament that WWE has ever produced, with stuff like this, it's really hard to argue with it.
And you know what? I think I am gonna go the other way because you set up a match that deserves to be a SummerSlam main event. Cody Rhodes
Mhm.
versus Randy Orton. Come on, man. That's it. And on the other end, okay, you you don't need to worry about. You have a SummerSlam main event if CM Punk is ready on the other end, because you have Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, the setup for the title match if it comes. It's like I hate to be the one to say this, but it's like kind of feels like Gunther in this version of the tournament is kind of the storylines don't match.
When it
If
comes to him
Damian
being put
Priest,
in the title position, I get that.
if Damian Priest wins, if they go the route of Damian Priest beating Drew McIntyre in his homeland, which would be really stupid because that would be the second time they did that to Drew McIntyre because Roman Reigns did it first. It's that's the only way that Gunther would make sense. And I don't believe they're doing that to Drew McIntyre 2 times in a row. So
That's fair.
I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna say that Randy Orton wins the tournament, and we get Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at at SummerSlam.
Very interesting. This is one of those matches where you could very easily overthink quite a lot here. I, for one, am gonna go simple. I'm just gonna go with Gunther because I feel like that's just my purely gut reaction. I just like Gunther. This is the next big thing for Gunther, and it makes sense he could possibly win the thing. But that will bring us over to our next match, which is the Women's Queen of the Ring final. We've got Lyra Valkyria going up against either Nia Jax or Bianca Belair. Ryan, you've got your first pick for this one. What do you think? Big question, I know.
It really is, yeah. These tournaments really are the real going
I
force with this pay-per-view.
I do not think they're going to start setting up Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch this early. I think they're going to save that for. I don't. I think it's going to be Lyra versus Nia Jax. I think that Nia Jax is going to get bullshit victories over both Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. And then I what I want to see, I I think they're going to set up the NXT rematch. I think they're going to have Lyra overcome. I think they expect big things from Lyra. I think they're going to push her to the moon because they already started it by having her beat Becky clean in NXT to win the title down there. So it's like, okay, you can set up the SummerSlam rematch, and you can also push Lyra to the moon, and then you still save Becky versus Bianca for later down the line, unless they're setting up for Bayley versus Bianca. That could happen too. But I think they're set. I think they're. I want to see. You have the established veteran win the men's side, and you have the up and coming rookie win the women's side. I'd have it go. I'd have a best of two worlds thing going with the king and queen of the ring, two opposite sides of the spectrum, and you get fresh matchups that make sense. You get Becky versus Lyra out of this, and I think that's a good plan.
You're right. It is a good plan. However, I am more split on this match than I am for the men's. I'm going to go for a bit of a long shot here. I'm going to go with Nia Jax to win this one. Just, I don't know. I feel like she's on a good streak. I feel like it would be too much too soon for Lyra directly. I feel like if they want to, this can very easily extend into some sort of angle. Lyra's going to be doing fine, but I think this is going to be more of a safe bet choice.
I was just going off of the known history of Lyra and Becky.
Again, you're not wrong. This is just more of a matter of just like, flip a coin in my mind. But speaking of flipping that coin, Tarek, which way you flipping yours?
Well, one thing I gotta say for Brian is I don't know why you think they're gonna do a Bianca versus Becky, since Bianca's the SmackDown and these winners are going for their
That's why
brand champion.
I got confused. I'm like, they could be setting up Bianca versus Bailey, but I don't think they're doing that this soon.
Okay. I'm gonna also go with Nia Jax to win this one. I actually think they're gonna have Jade Cargill be one of the benefactors of Bianca Belair not going to the next round, continuing planting the seeds on that one, and to continue what the bullshit that they were going on last week with Jade disqualifying herself. Ugh. Um, but yeah, I think that this match is set up for the Nia Jax Bailey match that they hinted at once at the very beginning of uh, the draft in the first place. And it also is just benefit for my prediction later for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But in the end, I could see them putting this on Nia Jax, and especially as someone who kind of just inconspicuously just made her way to the finals with two bullshit uh wins and just have her win the whole thing. I actually think that would just get good heat for her.
They're going with Nia then.
I am
Interesting.
going to go with Nia. Yep.
Very interesting indeed. All right. That'll bring us over to our next match. Another women's match. We've got Becky Lynch defending the Women's World Championship against Liv Morgan. This one, I feel like it's a more obvious pick. I'm going to pick Becky to win this one. Just because hearing the conversation just from the past 10 minutes, it's all taking into account a given Becky Lynch title victory here. But yeah, I guess there's nothing left to do on our end but make it official. Tarek, say the words.
I don't know. He's got a smirk on his face. That's it.
Lay it
He's
on me,
going Liv,
Smirky.
isn't it? He's going Liv, isn't he?
I am going Liv. I'm going Liv to take this because it's obviously they're setting up for her and Rhea Ripley. That's the match. That's the money match. And
Okay,
I
then.
don't know how she's gonna do it. She's gonna cheat somehow, but I don't care. Our Jersey girl represent Liv Morgan for the win.
On that note, Brian, split the difference. Which way you going?
I will say this. This is the match that is most likely out of all the title matches. This is the match that I can see the title change hands the most. I will give it that. But I don't think so. I think that Becky wins. I think this goes on a bit longer.
Very, very good.
I think that at some point Liv will become champion and we will get that match, but I don't think it happens overseas.
Okay. Bold prediction. In the meantime, on our next match, we've got the Intercontinental title match. We've got Sami Zayn defending again his title in a triple threat match against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. Tarek, it's only fitting that the first pick goes to you. Which way you going?
It is fitting, isn't it? I'm gonna go with Sammy successfully retaining. What if they're planning on the title changing hands, and if it's gonna be Chad Gable, it's gonna be through one-on-one. And I'm making the prediction it's gonna be Chad, the one being pinned, due to Otis not fulfilling his part to help him win, and that's just will eventually lead to our T new Alpha Academy with the Creed brothers. And that, yeah, that'll lead to the eventual one-on-one, probably even at SummerSlam. Uh, which I think that's when Chad Gable's going to win the Intercontinental Championship.
All right. Brian, your pick up next. Which way you going?
Yeah, you basically took the words out of my mouth. I think that if you're going to put the title on Chad Gable, it's going to be through nefarious means in a singles match. He's not going to. You're not going to do the bullshit triple threat win just when he turned heel. Like that's a bit down the line for that kind of move. But I think that I don't know if Otis actually turns, like puts his hands on Gable, or if he just walks away, or if he just walks away and doesn't do what Chad tells him to do. Because they've been building up that whole thing. Kind of, when is Otis not going to do what Chad Gable tells him to do? And I think we're going to get that at at this show. And in the process, that gives Sammy time to hit many haluva kicks
All
and
right.
and get Chad Gable, because I don't think you pin Bronson Reed here.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so
that's
either.
I don't think that's the move.
All right. Yeah, I think we've got a trifecta here. I'm also going to go with Sammy for no other reason, not above and beyond that what you guys just said, which isn't wrong, but we're also it's going to be Sammy in Saudi Arabia. They seem to be pretty friendly to him, so all the more reason to go with Sammy on this one in my mind. That will bring us to our final declared match for the evening so far. We've got Cody Rhodes defending the WWE Championship against Logan Paul. Brian, say the words.
Look, all this is a showcase match to remind us that Logan Paul has no business being this good. But there's no way he walks out of this match to champion. There's no way. It's Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, this one's pretty cut and dry, especially when they declared, "Oh yeah, it's not going to be title for title. I did a little bait and switch. Haha. Cody's winning this thing. It's very very obvious." Tarek, you want to take us home?
To be perfectly honest, even if it was a title winner take all, I think Cody was going to win it no matter what. Um, but yeah, I'm also going to pick Cody Rhodes. And in response to what you said as the intro for this match, I don't think they're going to add any more matches to this card. Triple H likes his like 5 or 6 match cards for the premium live events. I think this is all we're going to get for this premium live event. But yeah. Whoa.
Because
Is gonna
when there's a specific theme for the show, it's always 5 or 6 matches.
it's
This
oh
show
man.
is about this show is about the king and queen of the ring. Okay. Everything else is superfluous. Everything else is just icing around it. You don't need any more than what you already have. Because those because all these matches are going to get like at least 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah,
Exactly.
and I'm saying that about a Nia Jax match too. Okay.
At least we know we're going to have some enough time for them all. But yeah, those are our predictions for WWE King and Queen of the Ring. But when it comes to this weekend, we're still not done. We still have AEW Double or Nothing 2024, starting with the first declared match in the card. We've got Roderick Strong defending the International Championship against Will Ospreay. I'll tell you this, as much as I truly do believe that Will Ospreay is the future of AEW and is someone to build an entire franchise around, I smell shenanigans. Could he beat Roderick Strong? Yes. Do I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans from either the Undisputed Kingdom or the Don Callis family or something? Something's going to happen to screw Will Ospreay over. And I think it's going to absolutely result in a Roderick Strong defense here. But that's just my take on things. Tarek, which way you going?
I'm going to go with Will Ospreay to win. As we've said, I think he is just inevitable to win the world title. And I was thinking it was going to be sooner rather than later. But then I just ask, okay, I'm perfectly fine with him not being in that picture right away. Keep the Swerve title reign going with uh whatever he needs to do. Uh give him a title and give him something that and give him a title reign that's what Orange Cassidy did. And the fact that they actually tagged together this past week on Dynamite is just uh, a nice, hilarious coincidence.
Interesting. Brian, which way you going?
I would give more credence to what you said, Jeff. If they didn't do the massive bloody beatdown this this week on Dynamite, massive bloody beatdown. Will Ospreay cuts the promo of his life in the back. Okay, for me, uh, the dumbest thing you could do is not have Will Ospreay win this match. I think this was probably the easiest pick on the show for me. Will
So,
Ospreay, I've had Will Ospreay winning this match since it was announced, and all they've done since is just hammer that point home into my brain that Will Ospreay wins. I think I think he's a train you don't slow down right now, whether through shenanigans or anything else.
I'm starting to believe I made a massive mistake just now. But be that as it may, speaking of mistakes, we've got the next match on our card. We've got Toni Storm defending the AEW Women's Championship against Serena Deeb. Tarek, your pick up next here. Which way you going?
Toni Storm successfully retains. I actually think she's on the verge of actually doing a major face turn. Uh, she's pretty much at that point now, with just how popular she is and just kind of how she's being booked, especially after this past week. I definitely feel she's on the verge of actually being a full on face with this character, and you gotta keep this flow going with Toni Storm.
All right, Brian, your pick up next. Which way you going?
Hey, remember when I said that Will Ospreay was my easiest pick? That was a lie. Toni Storm. Toni Storm retains, and I do believe that they start uh, showing the seeds of a flip where Mariah May starts getting ready to turn on Toni Storm. I think that
Oh
I think
my.
they I think they start showing that during this match, but it doesn't change anything. There's
Mina
no reason why.
Shirakawa, Mina Shirakawa shenanigans. Is that what we were saying?
Well, I mean, at some point that's going to happen. I
You
I
damn
think
right it is.
but I don't think she has anything to do with this match. I think that I think you start sowing the seeds between Mariah and Tony during this match, but it doesn't change the fact that we're not giving Serena Deeb the title here. Not a chance.
I will absolutely agree. Just I've been absolutely loving what Tony's been doing and everything else surrounding the, for lack of more precise terms, the Tony verse. And there's a lot of potential here, and I'm really looking forward to it. But it all starts and ends with Tony winning this match. But moving on, we've also got our next match. We've got Adam Copeland defending his TNT championship against Malachi Black. Brian, make your pick.
This is what I believe might be my off the wall pick for this match, even though I don't think. Screw it. I'm picking Malachi Black to win the title here because I think Adam Copeland's run as champion, at least in my eyes, has run its course. And I want to see what Malachi Black can do with the title.
Very
And
interesting.
after I understand that with Edge bringing out the Adam Copeland bringing out the Brood and the Bloodbath, that might be a signal like they did in the WWE, where it's like, oh, he's just got to come out, run roughshod, and win the match easy. I'm gonna go off the wall here and say that I think Malachi Black employs his mist once again, and it screws with Adam Copeland's equilibrium even more. He loses the match, and then we start seeing the effects of Malachi Black's mist, maybe sending Adam Copeland down a path like Julia Hart when it happened to her.
Very interesting story. There's certainly a lot of potential here. Uh, oh boy, this is another tough one for me. I'm gonna go with Adam Copeland just because I feel like it's like very possible, even likely, that Malachi could win this. But I'm still smelling that something isn't quite enough somewhere. I won't
And
say
it's
you're
also
wrong if you do, but I don't know.
it's also like this entire feud, the Malachi Black part of it has basically been run by Adam Copeland. He's chosen the match. He's got the bloodbath. Like Malachi Black really hasn't done anything to Adam Copeland since he misted him.
Took his ring. Took his wedding ring.
Yeah.
So, fool, which way are you going on this?
I honestly haven't the slightest idea. I was really hoping you guys, your conversation would help make a decision for me. Uh I'm honestly very nervous that this is just Adam Copeland basically being Edge over Malachi Black's Judgment Day, at where he's just basically running through them match wise. And now with this Brood, Adam coming in, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of lost interest in this story, to be perfectly honest, because I guess I'm just reaching that point where I'm kind of tired of Adam Copeland. It's a good thing Charlie's not here to hear me say that.
I didn't hear a thing.
Um, I don't know. I just have a bad feeling. I'm gonna go with Adam Copeland just because I could just see them doing this again to him. This is the match I want to be proven wrong. I want Malachi Black to win. And that's a follow my heart prediction, but I feel like this is a heart prediction that I just feel like they're just gonna be like, LOL, nope.
We've been stuck in the WWE mindset for so long that it's like we expect bullshit to happen.
Yeah, and it's kind of that point where it's just okay, what does Adam Copeland really gain for winning this compared to Malachi Black? Malachi Black actually gains a lot by winning this. But now that now that they're introducing the Brood side of it, I feel if I want just to keep this feud going. If anything, have it be like end in a no contest so they can have a rematch. But I just have a bad feeling. I really hope I'm wrong with this. I would take that loss with glory because Malachi Black is the champion.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to see it too, but again, I think we very clearly established it's all about what's likely to happen at this point.
I just don't
But
want to I don't want to edge Judgment Day storyline all over again. I hate it. I made that clear how much I hated that on the show, and I'm scared that they're doing that again here. And just the idea of it now just makes me like less of a fan of Adam Copeland if he actually just ends up winning this one.
well, it's a good question. And speaking of good questions, the next match on the card is John Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita as a part of what is apparently the IWGP Eliminator Tournament. I'm just gonna go with Moxley just because I like John Moxley. That's it. Nothing deeper than that. Tarek, which way you going?
I'm going to go with Takeshita to set up him going for a title match against John Moxley.
You know you can't spell Takeshita without spelling take a shit. Interesting trivia. Brian, which way you going?
What?
I was about
I have no idea where that came from. It's just lovely stat, sir. Lovely stat.
Seriously, look up the spelling of Takeshita.
it's
Anyway,
true.
Brian, what do you want?
It is.
I can't argue with that.
But,
I really can't.
but here's the deal. All right. I've thought this through. Forbidden Door is when? It's an
That's a
obvious
very good question.
It's an actual question. I think it's the end of June, right?
Let's let's see that. That's actually a very good question. I don't want YouTube. I want Chrome. Uh, AEW Forbidden Door
June
2024.
30th, it seems.
Yeah, June 3rd.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
June
have
30th.
that penciled in as the night John Moxley loses that title. Okay. If they were going to have Takeshita have a title match, it would be here. I don't think they would have. I don't think that I don't think that they're going to do the Hobbs thing again, where they have the IWGP title match on a random ass Dynamite. They're going to start ramping it up and make it a big deal again. And I in this company, I don't think any challenger has ever won an eliminator match. I don't think it's ever happened. And I think that continues because I don't think there's enough time to build up a rematch for the title and set up a challenger for Forbidden Door from New Japan for Jon Moxley to lose to and actually make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, I'm picking Jon Moxley to win because it's an eliminator, and as much as I would enjoy having the eliminator actually do its job and having someone actually have a number one contenders match to get a shot at the title, I don't think, and prove me wrong, I don't think the champion has ever lost an eliminator match, and I don't think that changes here.
Interesting picks indeed. Next match on the card, we've got Trent Beretta going up against Orange Cassidy in what will probably be a feud ender finally. Tarek, which way you going?
Orange Cassidy for the win.
That's one for Orange. Ryan, which way you going?
It's look, Orange Cassidy's been getting his ass beat this entire feud. Okay, Trent's been getting all the heat, ending his buddy's career, legit apparently. And you got that interesting bit with Orange Cassidy and the Callis family. There's a storyline behind Orange Cassidy that there isn't with Trent Beretta right now, and you follow that.
Mm-hmm.
You follow where the story actually is, and that's Orange Cassidy, wherever that may lead.
So you're going for Orange finally.
Yes, I
Okay.
said that at the beginning.
Just clarifying. Just
I said
clarifying.
it at the beginning. Yeah.
You said orange at the beginning. Well, you know what? I said orange right now, too. We're all going orange. Orange is for everybody. Now we can all go.
Enjoy that vitamin C.
We're all going to be healthy this summer. But speaking of being healthy this summer, we've also got our next match on the card. We've got Chris Jericho defending the FTW Championship against Hook and Katsuyori Shibata. Brian, say some words.
I want this to be over, but it never will be because Chris Jericho retains. That's it.
Honestly, I do agree with you. I think Jericho is retaining just because I feel like this storyline as a whole has more legs than just what we've got so far. It's got to do more. Jericho for the win. Tarek, do we have an accord?
We do. Jericho wins. His feuds end up taking way too long. This one's not going to be any different. We're gonna just keep learning more from Jericho.
Sitting
You,
under that learning tree.
Yeah.
it's amazing how quickly someone can free fall. Dude was my favorite wrestler. And now it's like, ugh.
There are some people saying that he actually like he did it. He actually saved himself from said free fall. I'm not one of those people. I could see where they're coming from. I could like how he's working it like for him. But goddamn, I'm not in. I'm kind of sick of this.
it,
I'm sick of
it's
this feud.
it's
Title that doesn't
legitimately
even matter.
he's 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 legitimately the new version of someone who stuck around too long. Wore out is welcome.
And he's taking full advantage of that. But some see it as like him using it to his favor. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of reached that point where I don't like I'm still not convinced these fans are actually are going along with what he's going for, They're still say please retire, and it's actually like legit. Like this is still go away heat for him.
Hmm. Well, I'll tell you what doesn't have go away heat for me. This next match, which is for the AEW Trios Championship, we've got the Bang Bang Gang defending their titles against the newly reunited Death Triangle with my boy Penta.
Who
Uh,
writes this shit?
I'll tell you what, I don't care if they're probably not going to win. I'm going to go with Death Triangle because I'm rooting for my boy Penta all the way. Tarek, which way you going?
Honestly, I don't know. I this match.
Do you want to skip and come back because I
I'm just
got it
gonna.
right on the tip of my tongue.
I'm just gonna go gang bang bang gang bang gang bang. I don't
You had it
know.
right the first time.
I'll just keep calling the Bullet Club Gold because I can't get it right.
They're the name Gang Bang Gang for
Gang
my
bang bang
for
dang
the rest of my
gang
life.
bang Chang Lang
Brian,
Bang
say words,
Bang
please.
Mang.
The Bang Bang Gang. Look, I love Death Triangle. I do, but this storyline is a week old, and it's their first offense. Not happening. Bang Bang Gang.
All right. That went in a direction I didn't expect, but I love it all the same.
At least there's no acclaimed. I'll give it that.
Hmm. I'll tell you what
Sure.
we do have. We've got a triple main event, and whatever that means. Whether you believe it or not, there's still three big matches, and the first one is this Willow Nightingale defending the TBS championship against newly debuting Mercedes Monet. Tarek, it's your pick up first. Who's walking away?
Mercedes is going to become the Charlotte Flair of AEW. She's just going to win. LOL. She's winning this match.
All right then.
We're gonna get that.
Excuse me.
We're definitely gonna get a rematch between the two eventually, and like have that Willow Nightingale like true defining moment. But I feel like now this is Mercedes' first match in AEW. She's not losing. I will be genuinely shocked if she doesn't walk away with this championship. Excuse me. And she's now fully embracing this heel character. Like now it's it was coming to the extent of Jericho-esque heat for her, and now she's fully embracing the fact that okay, maybe I am not as popular here as I thought I was going to be. So I'll just go ahead and be the bad guy here. Will is the more popular one. And I just see her I see her winning this one.
Okay, and with that, Brian, it's your pick up next. Who you got between Mercedes and Willow?
Yeah, this is fairly straightforward. It's Mercedes Monet's first match in AEW. There's the backstory of Willow Nightingale being the opponent when she broke her ankle and almost ended her career. Okay. And I don't necessarily think that the crowd turned Mercedes Monet heel. I think she was always going to be. This was always how it was going to end up. She was going to be the heel, and she was going to be the top heel of the company. And this is how it begins.
Remember when Chris Statlander was a part of this storyline?
No, I do
I
not.
still think I still think that at some point Stokely and Chris Statlander are going to turn on Willow Nightingale. Might be at this show and side with Mercedes Monet and have a stable with Mercedes Monet as the leader. That was always my thought going in. I think we're still there.
CEO, 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 CEO,
Yeah, I'll say that this
CEO.
is definitely going to be a turning point for Mercedes, no matter how you slice it. And I think it's going to begin with a victory at Double or Nothing. We do indeed have an accord. Mercedes is going to absolutely win. But next up, we come to our penultimate match. We've got Anarchy in the Arena, Team Elite versus Team AEW. Brian, your pick up first. Which way you going?
Team Elite set Darby Allin on fire, and you don't have Team Elite lose here. Jack Perry's first big match back, and
Plus Okada.
plus Okada, and it's just like you don't have them. It doesn't happen. The Elite continue their run of dominance.
I will join you on that. As much as I would love to see a conclusive, just capstone on this whole entire thing, I just want to enjoy wrestling at this point. But you make a good, strong point. I will go with the Elite to win as well. Tarek, do we have an accord?
We do. The Elite win. LOL. Well, I wouldn't even say LOL.
And I don't
I
know
get
why you want this all to. I don't know why you want this all to end. This is the most fun
Oh
I've had
yeah,
with
this
you
is.
guys in a long
I
time.
guess I'll put the LOL then just because they're ultimate trolls
No,
and
I'm
they will.
talking to Jeff.
Oh, I'm just adding to what you're saying.
Yeah,
That this is, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually have a returning Adam Page to side with them to like really establish like okay, he is one of the big forefronts of this new Elite. That will slowly head towards Swerve's title. Yeah, Swerve's AEW World Title. But yeah, I don't see Team AEW winning this at all. No matter who no matter who's on this team.
yeah. It's like especially since Swerve's been coming at them, like throwing snipes at them in his promos. You know the Page has got to come back and side with them. So we get Page versus. Well, that's pretty much saying the prediction for the next match.
Mhm.
But you know that Wembley's going to be Page versus Swerve. That's the main event. That's always what it. That's always what it's been. That's always what it will be.
And with that note, I guess I couldn't come with any better segue for the final match on our card. We've got Swerve Strickland defending his AEW championship against Christian Cage. And yeah, I'm just going to go along with it. Swerve retains. There's too much good upside with Swerve retaining to and just defend title all throughout the summer. Excuse me. At all the big shows that you just announced. Yeah, it all begins here. It all begins with Swerve. Tarek, which way you going?
It's actually really funny with Brian's like I guess that gives the prediction for our next match before. I'm like, well, yeah, this it's no brainer that Swerve is gonna win. This is just a filler feud. Uh, we honestly, I don't even know why Christian's really in this feud to begin in this position to begin with, other than just he had a very popular act. Which, yes, I will say, yes, he did have a very popular act. Is this an act that just loses the TNT title and goes automatically jumps to the world title? No, not really. We could have done something more with Christian that will eventually lead to him getting a title shot. Uh yeah, this is honest. This is just a filler feud. There's it's pretty much just pause Swerve's title reign. It gives him something to do. Yeah, Swerve for the win, clear as day.
And with that, Brian, it's your final pick. Do we have an accord?
Well, I'm not gonna shit on this as much as Tarek just did, but but I will say that this version of the character of Christian is the one in all of the companies that he's been in. This is the character that deserves the biggest title in the company the most. However, not at the expense of the most popular superstar that you might have in the company right now. Okay? There's there's no way you have him win this match. There's too much to do with Swerve. Uh, you have the hottest main event you could possibly have coming down the pipeline when Hangman Page returns. And look, it's obvious. Swerve to win.
I will say I don't really mean to come off so strong with how Bryce like I was shit all over it. I'm not meaning to really come because I do agree. This is this like Christian's character right now is something that could go for a world title picture. I just don't agree with how they got to it because it was just so abrupt. And I just feel like they could do like they could have told a better story with how Christian eventually got a world title shot instead of just, oh yeah, he's just there. Okay. I mean, it's gonna be a fun match. I will. It's like it's gonna be fun. They're gonna do some kind of crazy spots, especially now you have the full stable of the patriarchy and Prince Nana to do something, just to do something wacky.
That was great. The car
Yeah, it
the
really
car
was.
the car just blocking Christian and it's just Nana drinking a coffee.
That was so fun. I want to. That's the kind of shit that I like. That I was like, okay, I hate that this is the go home angle, but it's just also okay. Let's keep going. Like let's see where this goes. Which we already know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, and either way, the pairing of Swerve and Nana has proven itself to be money time and time again. So no matter who wins, we win too.
Mm-hmm.
With all that being said, those are our predictions for AEW Double or Nothing and the King and Queen of the Ring. Of course, you know what that means. That brings us to the point in our show where we turn it over to you, our fellow fans. Who do you think is going to walk away with a victory on both shows this weekend? And what the heck are you doing for Memorial Day weekend? No matter what's going on, let us know all across the internet, YouTube comments, Facebook posts, the usual fare, including talking it all out in real time directly to us on the Twitter machines. We're not calling it X. Cool. Where can I reach you?
You can reach me at the Avatar, enjoying a nice full wrestling weekend.
And Brian, where can they reach you?
You can reach me doing the same thing at Atomic Beanpole.
And you can catch me talking a little bit more, just slightly a bit more about it at I'm Robbie Rage. And for all of these relevant social media links and much more, just check us out in the description box below for our link tree. That's linktree/scholars of wrestling.
Mhm.
And with that, it's now time to get ready for not just Memorial Day, but a great weekend of professional wrestling all day, all night. And we're going to be watching it all because you know we are. We are the scholars of wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
You're
You're welcome.
welcome.
See you all to declare some new kings of the ring.